Back to those simple country pleasures. Corona with a twist of lime, thanks mate.
All I know is they shouldn't be doing them bomb things in the Pacific whatever thingy.
Hello and welcome back to the Election Chaser, live from the National Tally Room in Canberra. Well, Cheryl Kernot certainly has had a memorable campaign so far. Chris, what have you thought?
Well, she's not the most popular member of the Labor Party at the moment, I would have thought. It'd be interesting to see how this recent performance affects her position in the party room.
Well, I think it will have an effect. Actually, if we look at the parliament, you can see that this is Cheryl's position currently. They've actually done some projections on this. If Kernot's re-elected to parliament, this is how it's going to look.
Oh, gee, that's a real turnaround for Kernot. I mean, you've got to remember she came to the Labor Party as the star recruit, having just defected from the Democrats.
Yeah, she really is a very interesting politician, Cheryl Kernot. Of course, most politicians would be loyal to only one party during their career, but Cheryl's obviously different. I've actually done a little bit of research into this, and something that others haven't picked up on, but there is actually a pattern to this. I've called it the Kernot cycle. If we have a look at it, in 1993, Cheryl was, of course, the leader of the Australian Democrats, and then 4 years on, in 1997, she entered what I call the defection zone. Then, of course, she defected to the Labor Party, and now 2001, mark it again, 4 years on, and the pattern has repeated itself, and she's back in the defection zone.
Well, that would certainly explain her behaviour of late, and coincidentally at a time when Labor wouldn't mind getting rid of her. In fact, on the quiet, they approached us to see if we could trade her to the Liberal Party.
I'm here in Canberra on behalf of Cheryl Kernot, who wants us to help her join the Liberal Party before the next election. I've put together a bit of a portfolio, so let's talk to some Liberals and see if we can make a deal. I'm with Cheryl Kernot. She's looking to join a winning team before the election. Wondering if we can arrange a transfer into the Liberal Party. What do you think? I mean, she'd be a great team player, you know that.
We
She's got a
don't
lot
need
to
ladies
offer.
in red dresses and feather boas.
Would you take her into the Liberal Party? I think she's got a lot to offer.
She's on a losing team now.
Well, that's right.
And
She's looking to join up. She's got a lot to offer the Liberal Party. There's going to be a few spaces on the front bench.
She had very little to offer the Democrats.
I mean, she's a team player. Pretty well any team she'll play for.
She's obviously had nothing to offer the Labor Party.
Well, she's been keeping all her good ideas for you. She's very loyal. She'll join any team and
she whinges.
Oh, no. She's the sort of person, she just likes to speak her mind occasionally. As you can see, she's very versatile. I mean, I've got 3 words for you. Potential, potential, potential.
That might have been said once, but she's suffered a great deal in the last few years.
Well, look, she had a bad season last year, but she wasn't really getting on with the captain very well and a few problems with the coach. Mr Reith's leaving. Maybe she could be Defence Minister. I mean, she's very defensive. She's a player who could really add to your lineup. And let's face it, you've got a bit of space on the reserves bench at the moment. You've got a few people leaving, haven't you? Well, she could be your star draft. She'd fit in. And if she didn't fit in, she'd tell you. You wouldn't take her? Maybe we can drop the price a bit and you wouldn't have to pay as much as Labor did.
Mate, I'd like to congratulate you on your initiative. Have you discussed this with Cheryl?
We've got others. What about Mark Latham? I'll trade you for Rod Kemp. What about that? Mr Beasley, look, I've spoken to the Liberals, I've spoken to the Nationals. No one's really going to take her. Can we drop price or something?
What are you talking about?
Just trying to get a transfer for Cheryl onto another team before the election.
The issues. The airline industry. For many years, Australia's airline industry was regulated. Qantas and Ansett enjoyed a cosy duopoly, which gave travellers little choice. Deregulation opened up competition. This allowed more airlines than ever the chance to collapse, giving passengers a simpler choice. The ACCC says domestic flyers will still have choice by insisting Qantas offer both tea and coffee.
Welcome back to the National Tally Room. Now, we mentioned earlier the great debate, and Chris, not one of John Howard's strongest moments.
No, it wasn't, was it? And look, I blame Ray. I thought he pretty much lost control from the off.
Well, he was very loose, wasn't he? Look, to be frank, I don't think he's up to it anymore. He's too lightweight even to host the Ray Martin show, I reckon.
Well, that's right. Did you see it the other night? They had Human Nature on and they just rolled right over the top of him. I mean, how can you possibly control our leaders when you can't control a boy band?
Yeah, it's very true. I think it's been proven that if you want to have a proper leaders debate in this country, it should be on the ABC, and it should be with a journalist who for years has proven that they're not going to pull their punches.
Someone who may not have the full support of management right at the moment, but who, in these big debates, is prepared to ask the tough questions and won't give any easy free kicks away.
Yeah, that's true, very true, and I think we all know who that is.
Oh, have you got a cat that's 13?
Yes.
I've got Fluffy Bum, she's 9, and Patchy's 16.
Honeycomb's a veteran, paired with Fluffy.
So where does she live, in Canberra or...?
In Kirribilli.
Oh. Could I bring my cats up to visit Honeycomb? They'd love it up there.
Talk about a bloodbath.
Well, just merciless, wasn't she? She ate him alive in there.
Yeah, well, certainly it's clear we need another debate in this election, and it's clear on that evidence that only Denise has got what it takes. We're very grateful that Denise has agreed to join us here on The Election Chaser and is standing by in our studios now. Denise?
Mr Howard, this studio's available every day, every night, right up until the election. When you're ready to debate, I'm here.
Well, Denise has issued the challenge. Mr Howard, Mr Beazley, we await your response.
In this advanced information age, who will make our ads more visual? Who will make the tough decision to sack the agency that slaved on this? Is it too much to ask for a picture? I mean, Howard may be ugly, but a small glimpse wouldn't kill us. Even those bloody health ads had some umbrellas in them. Just give us some different text or something.
How about this? A few different words in a slightly smaller font.
I like Johnny Howard, you know why? Because I like the word Johnny. It sounds all good.
Can you summarise?
Welcome back to The Election Chaser, and with just under 3 weeks till the close of polling, things are really hotting up here in the National Tally Room. Julian, have we got some results in?
I've still got nothing.
All right, as we wait for the Electoral Commission to catch up, perhaps we can have a look at the result of the last election.
Sure, Craig. This is the House of Representatives and how it looked after the last election. If we go to the present, I think you'll see there have been some pretty significant changes since 1998.
Sorry, am I missing something here? It's exactly the same, isn't it?
I'm surprised you can't see that, Chris. In fact, my computer graphics have got really cool since 1998.
But that's not actually telling us anything different,
No,
is
but
it?
if you wait a second, I can bring in Lara Croft from Tomb Raider and then
Sorry,
you'll see
Julian,
some
I'm
real
just going
fun.
to have to interrupt you there. I've just been advised we have had a security scare here. I mentioned earlier that Natasha Stotter-Spoyer had been trying to break into the studio. Well, I have just been advised that she has somehow managed to get herself inside the Tally Room complex, so...
Yes, there she is. Just a warning, if she does get into the studio, we will have to go to black, so we'll hopefully not do that.
I think that's her. Oh, God, she means business. We've got some more security coming in there. Yes, I think they have successfully apprehended her there. Yes, there we go. They brought her to the ground, so that seemed to have got that in hand. And Senator Stotter-Spoyer, I hope, will now be removed from the premises.
And obviously we'll be alerting Rove and the panel that she is at large. We do apologise for that. We will go on with the broadcast. We're joined now by our electoral pundit, Dominic Knight, who's been out on the campaign trail. Dominic?
Thanks, Craig. Yes, I've been out looking for the greatest gaffes of campaign 2001 to award a special prize, the Mal.
Yes, the Mal, of course, is named after the former rugby league great Mal Meninga, whose entire political career was a bit of a stuff-up. Here's the footage now of when he went to launch that career on ABC Radio in Canberra.
Meninga, good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Why are you standing?
A number of reasons. I guess throughout my sporting career, I've had the urge to do community work, and I think I've really worked hard on that aspect. My 16 years in Canberra, and the thing about that is that I was, I guess, a public figure, and I was put on the podium where I was just a person out there, making sure that I was. I'm bugging it. I'm sorry.
And that was the end of his political career as well. Certainly one of the shortest I've ever seen.
Actually, a total of 20 seconds.
Well, we'll be awarding one Mal Award to a lucky entrant each week. And Dom, who's this week's winner?
Well, the inaugural Mal goes to the Minister for Reconciliation, Philip Ruddock. At the start of the campaign, he sent out a letter across Australia that boasted about the positive developments which are occurring as a result of the national commitment to reducing Indigenous Australians. So I went out on the trail to give him his Mal.
Mr Ruddock, sorry, Dominic Knight, Election Chaser. Lovely to meet you.
How are you, Dominic?
Very well, thanks. I've come here to present you with this Mal Award.
Now, what is the Mal Award?
It's a new award. It's for people who make, a little bit of a goose of themselves on the campaign
I thought
trail.
you might say something like that.
And what this is for your press release talking about reducing Indigenous Australians. And we've looked at all the gaffes that have been made in the past week, and you came out on top. It's named after Mal Meninga, whose political career lasted all of 6 seconds, and it really is for the biggest gaff.
It looks like a very colourful piece. And good luck to you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you.
Do you think maybe the mantelpiece at home?
Look, I think just there will be fine.
Now, don't be shy, Mr Ruddock. You've earned this.
Shy.
You've deserved... No, honestly, Mr Ruddock, this is yours. You put in the hard yards, Mr Ruddock. Mr. Ruddock, don't leave without your Mal. You deserve this. Here you go, Mr. Ruddock. Here. Please don't leave without your Mal. You deserve this, Minister, and your proofreader particularly deserves this. We want your proofreader to have this. He's left without his Mal. What a tragedy. What a tragedy.
You really need help.
What would you suggest?
Really need help.
I don't know, Philip Ruddock, he acts all tough when it comes to refugees, but I think underneath it all, he's just a shy, modest guy who wouldn't even take his Mal. Back to you, Craig.
And congratulations there to Mr. Ruddock, our first Mal.
And if you notice any stuff-ups on the campaign trail worthy of a Mal, make sure you send them to us here at election.chaser@abc.net.au.
Send in the best suggestion and you could win this special prize.
Here at last, it's Hansard, the complete parliamentary transcripts from 1901 to the present day. This beautifully bound volume could be yours to keep forever. Every point of order, every interjection. Now the only debate left is who gets to read it first.
I'm reading it first. I read it first. I do.
That's Hansard.
And I can say I've read the complete Hansard from cover to cover and can thoroughly recommend it.
Well, that's all we have time for here in the National Tally Room.
Thanks. Before we do go, I should just stress that we've been at pains tonight to ensure there's been no bias in our election coverage. The ABC's been quite adamant that we don't allocate more airtime to one party over the other. So we'll just have to quickly check our balance. Julian, how are you measuring it?
I've got the Liberals down by 15 seconds.
Ooh, OK, look, we will have to redress that then. So if we got, yeah, the Liberal one.
Y'all ready for this?
All right, I think that should be enough. We'll just wait for the all clear from the ABC board.
Yeah, they're happy.
All right, well, join us again next week when the Election Chaser team and Denise Drysdale will still be here in the National Tally Room, bringing you all the results as they come to hand. We'll leave you tonight with more of that great Australian pastime, refugee bashing. Good night.
What do you reckon? It's a parliamentary sport.
Good luck to it.
You don't think so?
What about if I sang the Australian national anthem while we did it? Like, would that be, you know, Australians or let us rejoice?
I mean, it's been a good sport recently.
Are you from the media?
I don't want to have a go. Do you want to get a better bat, maybe? Because we are young and free.
Well, I mean, he hasn't got a visa, so he can't vote you out. Bring back a harder bat, can you?
And
I don't want to bash this guy.
No?
I'd shake his hand. All the best.
Oh, this is the ABC. This would have been our opportunity.